Hello Virgo, welcome to June general and love reading. So this reading here for the month of June, I will be pulling a 10 card message, 10 cards for a Celtic Cross spread from the Greer tarot, and then we are going to have a 1 card message from the Soul's Journey, 1 from the Flower Therapy, 1 from the Indigo Angel, and then 1 from the Angel Answers deck. So one thing that I forgot to tell the other people that I've already done their readings first. The Angel Answers deck, it will be the last card that I draw. So if you want if you have a certain question that you want to consult the Oracle and see if you can get a message on. What? Lord, child. Sorry about that. I'm in here trying to do a reading, and my child's on the internet playing his game. Anyways, alright, so if there's a particular question or that you want answered, then think about it, get your question prepared, and then at the end of the reading I'm going to pull a card, and that will give you some clarification to your question. Now, keep in mind that, let me get my trusty calendar over here going. I am making this reading, this video, the last, well, we have 1 more week left of Mercury retrograde. So with that being said, the past 2 to 3 weeks have really been about non-action and inner and self-reflection. So we still have 1 more week left of that. And then Mercury is going to go direct. Now it will be in a shadow period until it gets back station, I think is what they call it. So it takes a week, about a week, for it to get itself redirect, like straightened back out. So the first half of June is going to be different than the last half of June. Like when you put an hourglass down, it's like you set the time. Well, I feel like when we turn the hourglass is when we turn on Mercury retrograde. It's almost like things get switched around, messed around, thrown around. They get wonky. It's like, it almost feels like time slows down a little bit. So you could be seeing that the first part of June is not as busy, not really doing a whole lot as the latter part of June. Now they say that when whatever reflection and inner work we've been doing during the Mercury retrograde, we are, at the end of the Mercury retrograde, we are catapulted into our desires, our thoughts, and our needs that we discovered during the Mercury retrograde. So like the Mercury retrograde, you have goals, there are things that you want to do, and then a Mercury retrograde comes around and it almost like throws you off kilter. Like this one point in particular, I had a situation with the Mercury retrograde where I had worked on, so I make soap. Then during that period, I wasn't making the soap from scratch. I was already buying it, having it made for me, just the soap. And I would get the soap melted down, and then I would add like my oils and my flowers and stuff, and my colorants. So I was having my base already made for me. Well, and then, doing the rest. So I was cutting out that little chemical experience experiment, save myself some time and aggravation. So, I had been working on this for a few years, like 3 years I think, at this time. And a Mercury retrograde came about, and let me just tell you that I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't like it, and I don't want to do it. And my feelings and everything around that whole entire subject just like completely flipped upside down. And, you know, it took about 6 months after that retrograde was over for the desires and the thoughts of the soap making stuff to come back. And it's only that only happened to me, thankfully, with that once. And you know, I'm very proud. I have to say, I am proud of myself because I didn't let it stress me out or bother me. One thing I do know is everything is all in God's timing. So I knew, and I said to myself, you know, this is something that will come back. I don't know when, and I can't say when, but just know it will come back. It took 6 months, but it finally came back. And you know, when it finally came back, see, this is another reason too why I'm proud of myself, because when it finally came back, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to order this pre-made stuff anymore. I'm going to make my own. I need to be making my own soap from scratch. And that's exactly what I did. I have been making it from scratch. And, you know, we need moments like that to help either flip things upside down, or to either like wipe the slate clean so that you then can start over from scratch and build it back better. I think I'm quoting Donald Trump. Build it back better, so then that the foundation is stronger and stable. So if you've had something like that happen, just sit back and know, if it is meant for you, it will come back to you. You may notice with the energies though, that you could have had, okay, well, I want to do this before Mercury retrograde. And then the Mercury retrograde hit, and maybe you're like, well, you know, I don't really want to do it that way. Oh, well, now I see I could actually go over there and do it with that person, or I could do it that way, and then you think, okay, well, you know what, I can change it and do it that way. And then 3 days later, you run into someone who you start talking, and it's like they have said something, and it could like literally change the direction in which you once saw yourself going. So that's a Mercury retrograde. So when you get these this clarity and these moments of tidbits of information where you think, okay, well, I got this, but now I can go over here and do this, or I don't even want to do that anymore. I actually need to get rid of that and stop doing that. So when you have moments like that, just know, second week in June, after that, after the Mercury retrograde goes completely back regular, we will be catapulted into those things, that those little tweaks that I said, you know, you get like a new way of doing things. We're going to be catapulted into those things. So you should see the end of June, especially July, a momentum. Keep in mind, June is the number 6, so that is all about balance, balancing the scales, balancing your thoughts. So just remember, try to stay balanced as best you can throughout the month. And then let's see. Uh-oh. Let's see what the cards have to say here. Now keep in mind that you are looking at this in the reverse, okay? So there is a relationship here that's the forefront.
So I would say, Virgo, that you could, if you are a female watching this, then you are very much in your feelings, okay? If you are a male watching this, then I can say that you're dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, and or Pisces. A decision was made in the past, so whether that's like, or you could be making, there's actually a decision right now that's being made around a partnership. It looks like with a water sign. Now, so I would say, here, you should be at some point, like while you're watching this, be in this Two of Swords reverse energy, where you are actually, because when you're seeing it on the regular, like how you're seeing it there, it's like you need to make a decision. But thankfully it's in reverse because the decision is actually being made. So if you haven't made up your mind yet, just know that in the next day or two, I think you will be. I would at least give it up to a week. It might be around the new moon that's coming up that you have this clarity about which way to go. By the middle of the month, there will be healing. There will be a letting go of the past, able to let go of the not so good of the past, so that, because we've got Two of Cups right here and the Two of Cups down here. So this reading here is based around a relationship. Now, we have these two characters looking at each other, and you're seeing them upright, but for me, they're in the reverse. So, the man in this dynamic, he must have walked away. Either the woman or the man walked away. Maybe they couldn't make a decision around whether they wanted to make this work or not. That's why this is our challenge, this Wheel of Fortune. It's like either you need to get on the wheel and let's go, or get off. So was this man in this dynamic, was he conflicted whether he wanted to be with you or not? Now, if he was conflicted, he didn't know if he wanted to be with you or not. So now I need you to plug in. Either you're the man watching this, or you're the chick watching this. Now, if you're the chick watching this, then of course I feel like this man may not have known what he wanted. You may have been like, look, we either need to do this and go, or we're going to quit. Like, we gotta, I don't know if you maybe would have wanted more of a commitment from him, and he just wasn't exactly sure if he was ready for that. So there's some form, I feel like, some way, shape, or form of leveling up. This female in this dynamic is trying to level up. And maybe the man just wasn't sure if he was ready to level up yet or not. So, the middle of the month, the middle of the middle of June, there is going to be, thankfully, you're seeing this in the upright, but for me, in this reading, it's in reverse. Now, thankfully, for it being in reverse, this guy or girl right here, they're no longer crying over these cups. So whatever happens between you and this person, you're already over it. By the middle of the month, you will find that you're over it. You're just like, whatever. Okay? I would say by the end of the month, this man is going to return. But keep in mind that this is the end of June. He will return. He's going to have choice words. I can't necessarily say that they're going to be positive words because he's in reverse. But here's the thing about them being in reverse. Because, reverse, it's like, it can be the extreme or the opposite. And this one here, this card is the extreme when it's in reverse. You know, this is a lot like, I feel like the Page of Swords, you know, like a message that is, carries weight. Well, you know, he seems like, I think in reverse, he's angry. So, but, this is the thing that I love about this Morgan Greer tarot deck. You know, these two would have to be in reverse in order to look at each other. You know what I'm saying? Because if they were right side up, they'd have their backs. And she'd be looking in the past and he'd be future thinking. Well, they're not. They are looking at each other with this Wheel of Fortune here in between them. Like, are we going to do this or not? So, the female in this dynamic, by the end of the month, may have a conversation with this male and be like, are we doing this or not? I feel like she's already maybe said this. And if he hasn't really been wanting to talk to you about this, then I'm going to say by the end of June, he will be ready and wanting to talk about it. It looks like there's going to be a conversation that goes on between these two the end of June. So, if you need to take your time, you have, I feel like, at least 2 or 3 weeks before this conversation comes about. Go ahead and start, like, planning what you're going to say. You're going to meet him out in a public place somewhere. You're going to let him come to your house and sit down and chill and talk. Or you're going to go out somewhere. And if you're going to go out somewhere, or if you're going to stay home, either one, it don't matter. How are you going to dress? What are you going to say? You're going to put your foot down? You know, start planning and getting ready for this. Now, see, and this is another one of those little tidbits, because with these two being in reverse, I can't say if, because they have to be reversed to look at each other. Now, being reversed just to look at each other may not carry coldness or shrewdness like what this lady, this is like the hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned type, when it's in reverse for the Queen of Cups. So you may be careful, because I can't say for sure or certain if the female in this dynamic is going to be in that mentality. And maybe it's just her heart space is in that mentality. So all I want to say is to the female here is, just in case, just be careful and conscious, aware of your words and your energy when this conversation comes about. And if you're a male watching this, then I would advise you to be aware of how and where this female is going to be coming from, because she could be coming from a place of no emotion and not really giving a fuck. So, you know, apply that to your situation. Alright, so let's see. Okay. Alright, so your advice. Your advice. We have the 9 of Wands. Now, this is the guy right here who's wounded, who's like, one more time. I can do this one more time. That's why he's got that one wand in his hand. You done it, not like, you've already done it 8 times, but you'll give it one more time, okay? And he is looking at this 2 of Cups here. Okay? These two are looking at each other. So, your advice here is give it one more time, one more shot. Okay? Try it one more time. There's going to be lots of communication coming in. you should see forward movement, a burst of energy, think fast movement, forward movement. There is fears around someone turning down this love offer. There is fears around, like, I'm giving you my cup, can we make this work? And it not being accepted. So there is fears of that rejection. But in the outcome, keep in mind you're seeing this in the upright, but for me, in the reading, it's reversed. Someone can't walk away. And this person is actually, fortunately, not going to walk away. So if you're wondering if, this person will stay, or if you should give it another shot, yes. There has been a lot of inner reflection going on during this time period. And I would say deep inner reflection. Someone has changed their mind, though, about their goals. Whoever has changed their mind about these goals, they are looking at this water sign female. Maybe you two had somewhat different goals. Maybe the guy wanted one thing and the female wanted something else. And maybe that could be the rift that broke you up, or had an argument or a fight. Like, something happened here. But now, whoever had the goals, looks like they have, with this reflection and this inner discovery, have now, I feel like, maybe tweaked their goals around this water sign female. So, whatever happened here, there was heartache. There was heartbreak, heartache. Now, this could be from like March, April, and May. It looks like maybe even February and March. And now here we are in this month. And, there is healing, though. There is healing. There is definitely, I feel like the rough part has already, like, somewhat, you've already been through the rough of it. I would say you're like 73%, 75, or maybe 73, but anyways, I meant like you're 75% through the situation, if that makes sense. Alright, so your soul's journey lesson card, is friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. You may need to work on your friendship with this person. Alright, so look, and when I said work on your friendship, it says service. I feel good when I can help others. Failure, death, empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So there is a focus around this relationship here for you this month. If I were you, I would take it back to just being friends. Because when you're friends with someone, your partner should really be your best friend anyway. Okay? So, when you hurt one's friendship, you do hurt the relationship. So it's like, how can you build back a better friendship? Let the old friendship die, and let go of that. Know that where that ends, you're now making room for a new beginning, a new friendship with this person. You didn't fail at it, but if you made a mistake, then know that that mistake was an opportunity for you or this person to learn. And be open to seeing both sides of the situation here. And that, for one, is what friendship's all about. Your flower therapy message is laughter. They say laughter is the best medicine. Uplift yourself and those around you through loving laughter. So I would say that either at some point in time, you and this person might be able to laugh about it. Now, you might not be able to laugh about, I'm going to say in June, you and this person will be able to have a conversation where you laugh about it. You're able to laugh about what happened. Alright, so release all anger. Simplify your life. Open your heart and trust. You can trust the people around you. They are earth angels sent to give you the guidance you seek. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you will be met with the true passion that you seek. I feel like that healing is going to come about the middle of June. You've had so much going on that you're spread too thin. This has to change now so your vitality can recharge. Don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. Alright, so your indigo angel, you already know. So you already know the answer to this situation, or you already know what to do. There is a focus here on self-care. Release and relax. You are safe, and learn something new. So maybe you need to learn something new to help maybe distract yourself while you're having to release this situation. Because a lot of times we have to release a situation and allow it to like change and transform outside of our energy on its own, and then allow it to come back to us, because when it comes back to us it will be different and changed. You know, this is like that time where you let someone go and you pray for them, and like God takes them off and works on them himself, and then once he's got them somewhat straightened out and fixed, he'll send them back to you. That might be the situation here with your person. Alright, that angel's answer question that you wanted to know. Peaceful resolution. So we have a year from now. Go, don't stop, ask your angels. So there is going to be a peaceful resolution, and maybe that's what you're able to laugh about. You know, you could realize, oh man, okay, alright, so for example, and this is an example, unless this actually happened, this could have happened, I don't know, okay, this has happened to me before, okay, so it's like, maybe you two got into an argument, they said something, and you're mad because of what they said. Well, then it's like you come back later to find out that they didn't exactly say that. They said something else, but you heard something, you know, what you thought they said, that's what you heard, but they were like, I didn't say that. No, I said this. And then you're like, oh my God, I've been mad at you for how long, because I thought you said that. Holy shit. And you laugh about it. You know, I have had situations like that. That's a lot of time when people speak to me and I am not focused on them. Then I'm like, what? I am, I'm telling you, because I want to make sure I heard them correct. If I'm not focused on someone when they talk, I've got that selective hearing thing. I'm not listening to you. So when you speak and I'm not like, I know for certain that you're talking to me and you speak to me, you know, I'm always like, hold on now. Say that again. And it's because of stuff like that. But anyways, regardless of whatever went down here, this is something that you'll be able to laugh about. Alright? So don't stop. Don't give up. You know, you may have to let go of it for a minute and release it. But like I said, allow them to go off and get changed and transformed and know that they will be back. And we have this lovely card, a year from now. So if you were thinking to yourself, alright, is this person going to come back, or are we going to get committed? Yes, they'll come back. Your commitment will be in a year from now. Okay? If you were thinking like, will I end up marrying this person? Well, you might get engaged in a year from now. But there's something, whether it's like a move-in, whatever timing, this person is definitely coming back. But if you had like this Wheel of Fortune over here in the challenge position, you know, when I said someone's trying to level up, Like if you're trying to take it to another level of commitment, it may take a year for that to come about. So just beware and open with that. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care. Namaste.